So what's in a name? An Arab waiter at the famed Waldorf Astoria Hotel here in New York City is suing because he says he was forced to wear different name tags to keep from frightening guests. Mohamed Kotbi says he was forced to wear name tags with the name like John or Edgar instead of his given name because guests would be weary of a server named Mohammed in the wake of 9/11. He's suing for religious and racial discrimination. Mohamed Kotbi and his attorney, Joseph Kilata, join me now in studio. Gentlemen, it's good to have you here. So I want to start with you, Mohamed. Tell us about the discrimination that you say you were suffered to face while you were working there.
Right after 9/11, actually it was September 13. All the business had died after 9/11. A lot of events were canceled, of course. On September 13, we had a memorial for Bear Stearns. That's the first function right after that. So it was emotional for everybody. So we came back into work, and as I dressed up from my locker room, coming down to the grand ballroom, my boss, Dan, he came up to me with a different name. While he's taking my name off, putting on John. I was like, yeah, that's not my name. He's like, no, there is no business left. So many hotels. We're all scrambling to get a little business, and this is the Waldorf. Don't mess this up for us. You're going to wear that. We don't want to scare no guests.
What was your reaction when they approached you?
I was in shock. I couldn't believe what he just said and what he put on me. It's like, okay, you go back on the floor. Don't talk. So I did. I was in shock. I didn't know what. It's my job. I love my job. I love my guests. I've been there all my life. The only job I ever had. So I went on, and what's amazing here, the guests that from Bear Stearns, their families that they had lost loved ones at the Twin Towers, they were so positive. They were like, I introduced myself as Mohammed. That's what I always did, despite the name that they put on me. And they're like, hey, Mohammed, thank you. Some of them even went as far as like, you know, we apologize for the guests were like giving me a positive reaction from that. So I just continued with that. Next day we had another event, and I came down with Mohammed name that I had. He's like, you don't get us. You don't walk down the floor with that name, or you're going to be terminated. You're going to go to personnel for that, for human resource.
The Waldorf Astoria gave us this statement, and I want to let everybody see it really fast. They are a Hilton hotel. So it says Hilton Hotels wouldn't comment on this case. However, the Waldorf has more than 1,600 employees representing 6 continents around the world and operates a non-discrimination hiring policy. So, Joseph, that's the statement about a non-discrimination hiring policy. What policy do they have for discrimination in the workplace when you're employed by them?
Well, we're not arguing that their hiring policy is discriminatory. What we're saying is, since he's been there since 9/11, this is a loyal employee with over 2 decades of service, that he's gone through the appropriate channels, that he's made the right complaints, that his complaints have fallen on deaf ears, that no action was ever done, that essentially he was a man on an island alone. They thought, in their minds, I guess, they have the God-given power to essentially reach down and erase his personality. If someone came to you and said, you know, we like you, you do a fantastic job, your show is fantastic, but we would feel better and our viewers would like it better if we changed your name to something maybe that we view as more pleasing.
Joseph, you're talking about TV, so you know that probably happens a lot more often than people want to admit to. But what are you asking for? What are the damages that you want?
Well, he wants to be treated as a human being. He wants people to be tolerant. Listen, this is the
Does that mean you want to go back to working there?
I am still working there. I wanted to get a message out because since the first broadcasting, since the Post broke this story, had so many people from my hotel and other hotels and other establishments around the Waldorf that they come and say, thank you for doing that, because I've been dealing with stuff too, Muslim and non-Muslim, and women especially, they coming to me. But I want to just get the message out there, and hopefully they stop this abuse. There is EEOC, there is Human Rights Commission, there is your unions can give you phone numbers so you can go for help. So that's what we want to get out there. And I want this to stop for me. I love my job, and I've been there all my life. My customers love me, my guests love me. And especially when we have a kosher event, we do a lot of kosher events there. And I'm friends with rabbis for decades. We change gifts on a Muslim and a Jewish holiday, and they tell me not to wear that. For example, we had the former Prime Minister Ehud Barak and his defense minister. We did a fundraiser for Israel for defense. And they really, that's what just tipped me off. Like one of my managers, we were missing the name tags, and he went up, it's like, your uniform is not complete without the name tag. That's a policy, and I understand that. So he went up, a few other colleagues didn't have one. So he went up to got 4 name tags for the ones that were missing, including me, and he came down with all the right names except mine, and I got Edgar. And I said, that's not my name, and we have an issue with this for a while now.
Right, and we see you have the Edgar name badge there.
Yeah,
we wish you the best of luck as you move forward with this. Obviously, you're very passionate. You're passionate about the work that you've done and the life that you've committed to the Waldorf. So we do wish you, the gentleman, the best. Thanks for coming on today and sharing your story.
Thanks, Thomas.